Hello and a very good morning. You're watching the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha television. Let's begin with today's headlines. National Human Rights Commission sends notices to Centre and Jammu and Kashmir governments over casualties during protests. Lok Sabha to discuss matter. Army chief to visit state to take stock of situation. Yamuna flows above the danger mark in Delhi as Haryana releases water. Flood situation remains grim in Assam, Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. Rajya Sabha passes bill to ban employment of children below 14 years in all occupations or processes. Bill has provision for imprisonment of up to 2 years for any violation. IMF revises India's growth prospects for 2016-17 slightly. India projected to grow at 7.4%. Brexit a spanner in global economy recovery, says projection. And Donald Trump secures Republican nomination for the White House. State by state vote secured day after opponents failed to force vote opposing him. Well, first up in the bulletin, there will be a discussion in the Lok Sabha on the situation in Jammu and Kashmir. Congress leaders Mallikarjun Kharge and Bhartrihari Mehtab will raise a discussion on the issue under Rule 193. The opposition has been demanding an all-party meet over the matter. Some opposition parties have also advised the government to begin talks with separatists. On the first day of the monsoon session, a short-duration discussion on the matter took place in the Rajya Sabha, where Home Minister Rajnath Singh blamed Pakistan for fomenting trouble in the valley. Singh also ruled out plebiscite as a solution, saying it is outdated. Well, the National Human Rights Commission has issued notices to the Home Ministry and the Jammu and Kashmir government seeking reports in connection with the ongoing violence in the case. The centre and the state have been given 2 weeks' notice to respond to the notices given in connection with the casualties suffered in the ongoing violence. The situation in the valley continues to remain grim with curfew imposed. The Amarnath Yatra, however, resumed amid tight security. Yes, ma'am.
Normal life continues to remain disrupted in the valley as prohibitory orders continued for the 11th day in a row. Newspapers failed to hit strands in Kashmir for the 4th day on Tuesday after government's alleged clampdown on the media. Local news agencies also said that they had stopped their news bulletins after alleged instructions by the police. However, Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti has clarified there is no ban on the media.
टेररिस्ट मारा गया, उसके लिए ये पथराव वगैरह हो रहा है, ठीक है। तो वो टेररिस्ट ने अपना प्रोफाइल बढ़ाया ये सोशल मीडिया के जरिए। जिस समय ये हो रहा था उसी समय उसमें सोशल मीडिया पर इसके प्रचार को रोका जाना चाहिए था। सोशल मीडिया एक बहुत बड़ा टूल हो गया है।
कश्मीर की स्थिति है वो असमान है, अच्छा नहीं है। 13-13, 14-14 दिन पूरी घाटी में कर्फ्यू को हो जाए, ये एक चिंता का विषय है और इस पे सरकार को कुछ ऐसे कदम उठाना चाहिए जिससे वह स्थिति सामान्य हो।
Meanwhile, Army Chief General Dalbir Singh Suhag will be on a day-long visit on Wednesday to review the security situation in Kashmir and along the line of control. The Army has also ordered an inquiry in the Qazi gun firing in which 3 persons were killed and a PDP MLA was injured. The National Human Rights Commission has also issued notices to the Home Ministry and the Jammu and Kashmir government seeking reports within 2 weeks on casualties in connection with the ongoing violence in the state. Kashmir has been on the boil since 8th of July when 22-year-old Hizbul Mujahideen leader Burhan Wani was shot dead. Since then, at least 40 people have been killed and 3,100 wounded in clashes. The unrest also resonated in Rajya Sabha on the opening day of the monsoon session on Monday. The opposition pressed for an all-party meet while pitching for a political solution to the issue. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, the Rajya Sabha has passed a bill to prohibit employment of children below 14 years in all occupations or processes. The bill also has provision for imprisonment up to 2 years for violations. The Child Labour Prohibition and Regulation Amendment Bill makes employment of children below 14 years as a cognizable offence for employers and provides for penalty for parents. The bill was almost unanimously passed by voice vote. It defines children between 14 and 18 years of age as adolescents and lays down that they should not be employed in any hazardous occupations and processes. It provides for enhanced punishment for violators. The penalty for employing a child has been increased to imprisonment between 6 months and 2 years, for 3 months to 1 year, or a fine of 20,000 to 50,000 from the earlier 10,000 to 20,000 rupees, or both. A second-time offence carries an imprisonment of 1 year to 3 years from the earlier 6 months to 2 years.
अजारस जब जो है 18 साल के 14 to 18 years adolescent जब हो गया तो adolescent में totally अजारस totally it is banned. Now there will not be any that of your 80 list. Only there will be 3. अभी जो 3 आएंगे वो 3 में से जो है inflammable, mines and other things.
List of hazardous occupations have been made over years of process of understanding and eliminating. Now overnight you are suddenly authorized and you people can come and strike it down and say, acha, only 3 or 4 are relevant, baki sab kachra hai. This is absurd. You can't do that.
सब 12 लाख बच्चे जो हैं वो अभी भी हैजर्डस इंडस्ट्रीज में काम कर रहे हैं। सर ये कानून होने के बावजूद सर आपके माध्यम से मैं मंत्री जी से पूछना चाहता हूं कि इन 12 लाख बच्चों को तो हम बचा नहीं पा रहे हैं, इम्प्लीमेंटेशन यहां तो हो नहीं पा रहा है। ये कानून में और ढिलाई अगर हो जाएगी तो और इम्प्लीमेंटेशन का 12 नहीं बच जाएगा।
What is this family enterprise? And you are forcing the child to be used in family enterprise. How can you justify this? That is why there are serious key issues involved in this bill. It cannot be, should not be passed in haste.
Well, moving on now, Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar on Tuesday reiterated his party's support for the Goods and Services Bill that is facing roadblocks from the Congress-dominated opposition in the Rajya Sabha. Kumar met Finance Minister Arun Jaitley on Tuesday in the capital, even as the government continues its efforts to build a consensus over the passage of the GST bill in the current parliament session. The Finance Minister is also expected to meet senior leaders from Andhra Pradesh and Telangana this weekend to gather more support, even as the main opposition party, the Congress, remains non-committal on the issue. Well, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley informed the Rajya Sabha on Tuesday that states are expected to get over 1,80,000 crore rupees from the implementation of the 14th Finance Commission. He also urged the upper house to pass the GST bill to enable states to receive a share of the service tax, which is not shared under the provisions of the 14th Finance Commission.
Responding to a supplementary during question hour, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley dispelled allegations of truncating financial support to states. Jaitley said that every state will get greater share under the 14th Finance Commission than the 13th Finance Commission.
There is a particular change of methodology and also the mode of assisting the states. Now there is a categorization of the hill states, northeast states, for which certain facilities have special treatment has been given by the 14th Finance Commission. Now, as in addition, the states have been given a much higher allocation. Instead of 32%, it becomes 42%. So the net available to almost every state is much higher under the 14th Finance Commission than it was earlier.
In response to another query, Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar highlighted the government's resettlement courses for Jawans.
We are now trying to work out real skill improvement so that they are aligned towards employment, for which a lot of exercise is going on, and skill development SSC जो होती है सेक्टर स्किल काउंसिल, उनसे क्वालिफिकेशन एंड सर्टिफिकेशन की तैयारी हो रही है.
Questions were also raised on the misuse of in-flight public announcement system and measures to check spitting in public areas. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, moving on to some economic news now, the International Monetary Fund has slightly trimmed India's growth projections to 7.4% for 2016-17. This revision is a drop of 0.1% from its previous forecast. The change has been attributed to a more sluggish investment recovery. The IMF has also declared Brexit as a spanner in the global economy recovery. Now, the IMF said, and I quote, "In India, economic activity remains buoyant, but the growth forecast for 2016-17 was trimmed slightly, reflecting a more sluggish investment recovery," unquote. The projection is also for a bleak global outlook for 2016-17. In 2015, the Indian economy grew at 7.6%. The April outlook was for 3.2% global output growth in 2016 and 3.5% in 2017. According to the IMF, China's growth rate in 2016 and 2017 would be 6.6 and 6.2%. The growth rate projection for China in 2016 is 0.1% more than the one announced in April. Well, the Lok Sabha on Tuesday passed a crucial bill aimed at putting in place a single common examination for medical and dental courses. The Indian Medical Council Amendment Bill of 2016 and the Dentist Amendment Bill of 2016 providing a constitutional status to the National Eligibility Cum Entrance Exam or NEET was passed by the lower house. The government said that even private colleges will be under its ambit. NEET is intended to be introduced in the academic session next year. Responding to apprehensions expressed by members, particularly Tamil Nadu, where reservation is up to 85%, Health Minister JP Nadda clarified that the centre won't touch the state quota. AIADMK members, however, staged a walkout. Nadda said that the exam will be held on the basis of the syllabus of NCERT and the undergraduate exam will be taken up by CBSE and post-graduation by the National Board of Examination.
I don't remember exactly, but ये जो मल्टीप्लिसिटी ऑफ एग्जामिनेशंस है उससे उसको बचाने के लिए और एक एग्ज़ाम दे करके अपनी रैंकिंग के माध्यम से वह मेडिकल कॉलेज में एडमिट हो सके, इस तरीके का प्रयास किया गया है। दूसरा है कि फेयर एंड ट्रांसपेरेंट एग्ज़ाम्स, हमारी कोशिश है, हम जानते हैं कि फेयर एंड ट्रांसपेरेंट एग्जामिनेशंस की दृष्टि से अगर हम देखें तो बहुत से ऐसे इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं जहां कैपिटेशन फ़ी की बात आती है और जहां एडमिशन्स में फ्री फेयर एग्ज़ाम्स नहीं कंडक्ट हो पाते हैं। और तीसरी बात है कि नॉन एक्सप्लॉयटिव प्रोसेस, जिसमें एक्सप्लॉयटेशन ना हो। हमारे यहाँ जो अभी व्यवस्था है उस व्यवस्था के अंतर्गत स्टूडेंट्स का एडमिशन के सिलसिले में एक्सप्लॉयटेशन भी कई किस्म तरीके से होता है, खास करके वो कैपिटेशन फीस के साथ ज़्यादा जुड़ा हुआ रहता है। तो ये सारी चीज़ों को पारदर्शी करते हुए एक कॉमन एंट्रेंस एग्ज़ाम हो, मल्टीप्लिसिटी ऑफ एग्जामिनेशंस ना हो, इसके साथ साथ फेयर हो, ट्रांसपेरेंट हो, इस बात को ध्यान में रखते हुए इस बिल को लाया गया।
Well, Home Minister Rajnath Singh on Tuesday dismissed opposition allegations that the government had destabilized the government in Arunachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. He said that the crises in Congress-ruled states were a result of the party's own internal politics. The issue was raised in the Lok Sabha by the Congress party.
The BJP-led NDA government may have been pushed to the back foot by the Supreme Court order reinstating the Congress government in Arunachal Pradesh, but that hasn't stopped the government from denying all opposition charges on the issue. Home Minister Rajnath Singh said that the political crises in Congress-ruled states was due to the party's internal politics.
उत्तराखंड अरुणाचल में जो कुछ ये संकट पैदा हुआ, दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण संकट पैदा हुआ, वह इनके कांग्रेस के आंतरिक संकट के कारण पैदा हुआ है। यह इनकी इंटरनल क्राइसिस है जिसके कारण पैदा हुआ।
Earlier, the Congress party's leader in the Lok Sabha, Mallikarjun Kharge, accused the government of trying to destabilize Congress-led state governments.
आपके पास संख्या बल नहीं है, लेकिन फिर भी आप तोड़ जोड़ कर वहां पर सरकार बनाने के लिए और जो जनता के तरफ से इलेक्ट हुई 2/3 मेजॉरिटी है, उस 2/3 मेजॉरिटी को तोड़कर अगर आप अपना सरकार वहां पर बिठाना चाहते हैं तो आप संविधान का कितना सम्मान कर रहे हैं, इससे जाहिर होता है।
Uttarakhand and Arunachal Pradesh are both ruled by Congress. Both states went through some political instability recently. After the discussion on the issue in the House, the opposition parties expressed dissatisfaction on the Home Minister's reply and walked out of the House. Pranav Goswami's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
It's time for a short break now, but news and updates will continue on the other side. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Ghatam, one of the oldest and most unique percussion instruments of southern India. You can play it not only with your fingers, but palms, wrists and heels as well. You'll be surprised, but the air inside the Ghatam reverberates, creating the musical notes. 5 elements of nature: earth, water, air, fire and space make up the composition of this beautiful musical piece, which has found an apt place in most of the ancient books.
Welcome back. You're watching Rajya Sabha television. Well, Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi was rebuked by the Supreme Court for his comments against the RSS. The court has directed him to either express regret or face trial in the defamation case filed against him by a Sangh leader. Rahul Gandhi had reportedly opted to argue the case on the merits in the apex court. The Congress has said that there is no question of Rahul Gandhi apologizing over the remark.
Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi may have to stand trial in a defamation case for allegedly blaming the RSS for Mahatma Gandhi's assassination. The Supreme Court said the Congress leader should not have resorted to a collective denunciation of an organization. A two-judge bench of the apex court told Rahul's lawyer that while we may have held it to be historically correct, but the fact or the statement has to meet the test of public good. You cannot make collective denunciation. You have to face trial if you do not express regret, unquote. The court rejected Rahul Gandhi's petition to quash defamation proceedings against him and set the case for the next hearing on the 27th of July. While RSS workers welcomed the court's observation, Congress leaders said the party vice president will choose to face trial.
Despite the commission's report, court's verdict, if Rahul Gandhi is making such allegation, this shows the level of politics he is engaged. Moreover, I am reminding him his own party president, late Sitaram Kesari, had apologized for the same allegation. A famous columnist, A.G. Nirani, had in past apologized. So Rahul Gandhi either go by the court's observation or he should be ready to face the music.
ट्रायल फेस करेंगे, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. सब दुनिया जानती है कि गांधी जी के मर्डर के पीछे कौन था, तो इसमें कोई नई बात नहीं है.
The defamation case against Rahul Gandhi was filed by RSS worker Rajesh Kunte in a Maharashtra court. Rahul's alleged comments against the RSS came during an election rally in March 2015. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, Navjot Singh Siddhu has maintained a stoic silence after his resignation from his Rajya Sabha membership on Monday. While speculation is rife that Siddhu is all set to join the Aam Aadmi Party, Congress on Tuesday also said that he was welcome to join the party. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal on Tuesday said that the Aam Aadmi Party would definitely give it a thought if Siddhu wanted to join the party. Kejriwal, however, appeared to suggest that Navjot Singh Siddhu becoming the face of the Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab would be premature, even though he admired the courage of the BJP leader for quitting from the Rajya Sabha. Meanwhile, Punjab Congress Chief Amrinder Singh said Siddhu was welcome to join the party if he wished to. Amrinder Singh also stressed that Siddhu has a Congress background as his father, late Bhagwan Singh Siddhu, had been an office bearer of the District Congress Committee of Patiala.
Navjot Singh joining you, is he a CM candidate or is he not? Would you like to just clarify on that?
ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है, उन्होंने तो कल रिजाइन किया.
So he hasn't joined the AAP or anything like that?
और कुछ भी नहीं.
So there's nothing that we should read on to this?
I don't think so.
Okay.
He's resigned from Rajya Sabha seat because I think all good people should resign from BJP.
Okay.
And I admire his courage.
Hello, the past couple of days, heavy rains across India have disrupted normal life. Water levels in the Yamuna have crossed the danger mark in Delhi. In Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand, incessant rains and flash floods have left several people stranded. The situation in Assam is also extremely grim. Well, rains, of course, have continued to lash the entire country, and we've seen that several low-lying areas across the country have been inundated because of the rainfall. There has been an excessive rainfall from the average of over 5% this monsoon session, and the rains have still not subsided. The hills have received heavy rainfall, and also northeastern India.
Incessant rains in the past couple of days have disrupted normal life in Namsai district of Arunachal Pradesh, with Noah Dihig River along with its tributaries flowing above the danger mark. The district administration has deputed NDRF team to shift people from affected areas. Relief camps have been set up and essential items have been provided. Fishermen have also been warned from entering the rivers. The water level in the Yamuna in Delhi has crossed the warning level due to discharge of water from a barrage in Haryana, even as the Delhi government has deployed several motorboats to evacuate riverside dwellers. The highest water level in Yamuna was earlier recorded in 1978. More than 1.7 lakh people remain affected by floods in Assam, where one person has died and 238 villages in 6 districts have been submerged in the deluge. Assam State Disaster Management Authority said that Brahmaputra River is flowing above the danger mark. 28 relief camps have been set up by district administration in the affected areas. A number of patients were treated and free medicines were distributed at the camp.
Mainly waterborne diseases. Waterborne diseases mainly diarrhea, dysentery, and sometimes typhoid also. But nowadays typhoid is very less occurrence nowadays, because that might be due to the awareness of the people.
Heavy rains lashed many parts in Himachal Pradesh, even as 2 bridges and a major portion of the helipad at Sangla were damaged by flash floods. 3 power projects were closed for some time due to high silt level in Sutlej River. The local Met Office has predicted rains or thunder showers at few places in lower, middle and higher hills over the next 6 days. Heavy rain slashed Uttarakhand, causing most rivers to breach the danger mark.
बारिश से बहुत ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम हो रही है। घर से निकले हमें आधा घंटे से ज़्यादा हो गया। पूरा सड़कों में पूरा पानी भरा हुआ है। हम लोग जा नहीं पा रहे।
A flood alert has been issued in several districts of Uttar Pradesh in view of heavy rains for the last 2 days. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, vanquishing 16 party rivals, Donald Trump on Tuesday secured the Republican Party's 2016 nomination for the White House. The state-by-state vote to put Trump's name in nomination took place a day after opponents staged a failed attempt to force a vote opposing his candidacy and after a speech by his wife, Melania, drew accusations of plagiarism.
The chair announces that Donald J. Trump, having received a majority of these votes entitled to be cast at the convention, has been selected as the Republican Party nominee for President of the United States.
It's official. Donald Trump, the billionaire businessman, is the 2016 presidential nominee for the Republican Party. State delegates on Tuesday took turns to count up the votes from Trump's sweep of the party's 2016 primary election. With the crossing of threshold of 1,237 votes, Trump was coronated as the Republican Party's nominee for president. The businessman turned politician supporters celebrated his once unthinkable feat. Republicans also nominated Indiana Governor Mike Pence as Trump's choice for his vice presidential running mate.
It is my honor to be able to throw Donald Trump over the top in the delegate count tonight with 89 delegates and another 6 for John Kasich. Congratulations, Dad, we love you!
The official confirmation of the 2016 nominee was in little doubt after a last-minute procedural rebellion was killed off on Monday. The ceremonial call of the roll of states showed the scale of Trump's win, the largest ever vote haul in the Republican primary. Earlier protests were reported in the streets near the Republican National Convention, with police breaking up scuffles between group of demonstrators.
I don't think I'm provoking at all. I think Donald Trump is provoking, and I think he's a big bully. And I think what bullies need to be told is that there are people who will stand up to other bullies.
In November, I would like to see a third-party candidate get voted into office. I'm not a big fan of Hillary, but I'm not a big fan of Trump either. And our goal here is to make sure that this guy does not get elected into the office above anything else.
Meanwhile, Donald Trump's campaign was engulfed by a plagiarism row involving his wife, moments before he was officially nominated for president. Melania Trump, Trump's third wife, was accused of cribbing from a speech by Michelle Obama as she gave her first address to the nation.
Your achievements is the strength of your dreams.
As it relates to Mrs. Trump's speech, I'll let all of you weigh in on that and try to learn more about how exactly it was written. What I can say is that in 2008, when Mrs. Obama spoke at the Democratic Convention, she received an enthusiastic reception.
A wealthy New York real estate developer and a reality TV celebrity, 70-year-old Trump was a long shot when he entered the race for the Republican nomination more than a year ago, having never held elected office. His campaign was also marked by frequent controversies over his rhetoric on Muslims, illegal immigration and trade, alarming many in the Republican establishment. His Democratic rival Hillary Clinton is now expected to be formally nominated at the Democratic Convention next week in Philadelphia. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, in some more international news now, in Turkey, a purge of state officials widens further, with more than 15,000 education staff suspended after last week's failed coup that came close to toppling elected President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. The government has accused the teachers of having links with Fethullah Gulen, a US-based cleric who is accused of being behind Friday's uprising. More than 1,500 university deans have also been ordered to resign and the licenses of 21,000 teachers working at private institutions revoked. Prime Minister Binali Yildirim has vowed to take action against Gulen supporters. Meanwhile, the US said it had received documents on Gulen from Turkey and was reviewing them to see if they constituted a formal extradition request. Islamic cleric Gulen, who lives in exile in Pennsylvania, denies any involvement in the failed coup. Here's a roundup of the other international news in our World Wrap. Karachi's mayor-elect and two other prominent opposition politicians were arrested on Tuesday for aiding criminals and militants. While the arrests are allegedly part of an ongoing military-driven crackdown in Karachi, which has long been a hub of violence, it is likely to raise new accusations that Pakistan's military is seeking to strengthen its grip on the country's largest and wealthiest city and weaken civilian parties. The Islamic State has identified the axe attacker in Germany by posting a video of the attacker online. In the 2-minute and 20-second video, Afghan refugee has identified himself as the Germany train attacker. However, the German officials were checking the authenticity of the video. American states of New York, Massachusetts and Maryland have filed lawsuits accusing car maker Volkswagen of violating their environmental laws. The suits outlined more than a decade of efforts by Volkswagen to deceive regulators in the United States and Europe, citing internal VW documents. Volkswagen, however, has criticized the states' decision to file a suit, as the company already has agreed to address all environmental harms from the excess emissions. Well, that's it on this edition of The Breakfast News. Have a good day.